Well, I'm
She
cranking
lift
this
my
thing.
cloud.
Does it have the phantom
I
power?
could probably yeah, it does. I could probably just put it in a different input because the input 2 is a little busted on this. But
I'll put you in a
Makes sense.
different input.
okay, that's
Makes-
fine.
Chat.
You can do that
Chat.
if you'd like.
I'm gonna head this episode off with a disclaimer. My band's album drops in an hour and 11 minutes.
It sure does.
So I'm
exciting times, everybody.
I'm a
Go,
little
Dawson, go. Go, Bummer Hill.
If I
And
might
we're
get a
gonna be
little
recording
crazy.
a Patreon episode about We Are the World 25 when it drops.
We might still be on this episode depending on how things go, but who knows?
Are there 25 worlds?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn.
Earth, Girth, Perth, Jerth, Smurth, Mirth.
Kurth. Skull World.
Oh, we're up to 8.
Uh,
Crazy you took up to 8 to Skull World.
Green World.
Green World. Got
Blue
it.
World.
We're up to 10.
Yellow World.
Yellow World. All right.
Jacking off land.
Jacking off
Jacking
land.
off
Cool.
land.
12.
That's a land, not a world.
Oh, okay. Well,
However, jacking off land is in
Zerkinet
World.
world.
okay, cool. We'll put that up there.
The world that has the in it.
I'm going to go ahead and throw that up there, even though it's quite mysterious.
Yeah, not many
Skull
people
World
know
2?
about
What world
that.
is Skull World 2? What world does the Burger King reside over?
Burger World.
Burger World, cool.
Yeah. Mormon
Pretty-
World.
Mormon World,
You
maybe
forgot about
Hardy
Mormon
World
World.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Girl World.
Oh,
Yeah.
the most mysterious world of them all.
Wish I could go there.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about there.
Boy World.
Boy World.
Where I reside.
Penis Camp.
No, you mean right here.
Awesome, dude.
There you go.
Cocksplash World.
All right. I stopped counting, but I assume that we're getting close to 20.
Backpack World.
Backpack World. Hey, yo.
Snack World.
Snack World out now on the Switch, actually.
For real?
Yeah, Snack World's a game. It's over there.
That's
in my
awesome.
bag.
Oh, let's play it.
That sucks.
Butthole World.
Ooh. Careful
that-
what time of day you visit Butthole World.
That's a rough one. Yeah.
Lego Island.
Lego Island. All right.
Oh yeah.
Lego Island 2 Extreme Stunts.
Cool. Can't believe nobody just said Mars.
Well,
Toy Story.
Toy Story World.
Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4. Andy's pussy.
Whoa.
Sorry. Toy Story 4 is a terrible movie.
Do you think
Yeah, I didn't like that
Do you
one.
think Andy is eating like
Pussy?
no, like simultaneously while Toy Story 4 is happening? Do you think Andy is going down on a bitch?
Maybe.
It's very possible.
It's I would say honestly, it's you could probably bet on it.
That
Toy
would be
Story 4
awesome if-
debatably could be taking place in Andy's prime.
Ooh, sexual prime.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
his sexual
Woody,
prime.
I can't play with you. I'm in my sexual prime.
Woody. I'm so sorry, man.
She's not
I'm
into
I
cowboy.
so
can't draw
sorry.
your string. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I can't draw your
eat
string.
your
in
drawstring. I don't know.
There's a cock in my ass.
There's a cock in my ass.
That's awesome.
Somebody came in my shitter hole.
Every time I sound check at a show, the first thing I'll say to test the mic is, "Hey, howdy, hey, that's me. I'm on a yo-yo." Because that's a line from Toy Story 2.
Oh, okay.
He's like looking at all the things that he's like, that's me as a animatronic. That's me in this. And then he comes up on a yo-yo that has his face and he goes, "Hey, howdy, hey, that's me. I'm on a yo-yo." Which is such a funny thing to say.
Hey, howdy, hey, that's me. I'm on
Hey,
a
howdy,
yo-yo.
hey, that's me. I'm on a yo-yo. Like he's already used to the fame.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm on a
Oh,
yo-yo.
yeah, he's having that moment of, damn, I actually am awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which he always thought pretty highly of himself, honestly.
That's true. He did.
Now, you said something about jacking off world.
Yeah.
Do they beat it a lot there?
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, a classic Carson segue. What the hell?
What the hell? Can you believe this?
What's going on,
Well,
everybody?
first of
Welcome
all-
back to the Saint of Scene. It's a podcast.
There's so much room on your forehead for cum.
Especially because I'm bald now.
Yeah.
there's
you
even
were like
more room.
mad dogging him too.
I was locking and loading that one.
Getting ready to come on my forehead.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to bust on a guy.
That's awesome.
Bust on.
Speaking of guys, 3 guys in here
Oh yeah.
on this podcast.
Mhm.
Tom's back.
Tom's back. We can't go a week without him.
Tom, Brock Earp.
That's Tom.
know.
Tom is his name.
That is my name. My name is Tom. My favorite number is 4. I like laying on the floor. If I was a car, I'd be red and fast. And let's see. That's what's going on.
Yeah, earlier you asked me if I was a car, what color would I be? And I've been mulling it over since, but I think it was just so you could tell me that you would be red and fast.
No, I did. Ever since the other day when I was sitting there and thinking, I was like, I'd probably be a car. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I think I want to know what my friends would be.
You had a tweet that was just, I was once a car. And it's one of my favorite tweets.
I did.
It is
I
a
also
good
remember at
tweet.
one time saying, God, I wish I could wake up and be an X-Wing. And my mom, that was like the day my mom found my Twitter. And I had to like explain that jokes are that it's for jokes and not for like
Yeah.
serious thoughts.
Did you ever have the Transformers X-Wing? Or like any of the Star Wars Transformers?
No, my friend did. My friend Pat.
I wanted them so bad. I don't think I ever got one.
I think I had one. I had I had the Darth Vader TIE Fighter one.
I think I had the Mace Windu Jedi Starfighter one, which was just a purple Jedi Starfighter.
Yeah.
And then Samuel L. Jackson inside.
Yeah. You flip him up, his head
Oh.
comes out.
Yeah, now I remember. I do remember trying to get this special Mace Windu figure when Phantom Menace came out.
Hmm.
You had to like do a mail away for it, and I was like, I'm not gonna do a mail away. I'll ask Santa. And I told my dad what I wanted, and he was like, I don't think Santa's gonna be able to get that. Because he wasn't gonna do the mail away either. And I asked him why.
Like
He
father,
goes,
like
well,
son.
it's really hard to get for the elves to get those specific materials, so I think you're gonna have to ask for something else.
That's awesome. And the elves couldn't get those materials.
They
Okay.
could not.
The elves could only get one thing. These.
Fucking
Nuts.
cojones.
There you go.
Exactly.
I hope that us saying that on the pod, I hope no one's listening like with their kid that still thinks Santa's real.
I don't imagine we have like any listeners
See,
that still think Santa's real.
I wouldn't think so either, but you never know.
Yeah.
You know, there was one time we were doing a Dowboys podcast and like I made a joke about like the Easter bunny not being real, and someone was like, "Listened with my kid. Now they know I hide the eggs." I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
man.
damn."
I saw a kid when what age were you guys, or when you figured out or found out, however, Santa wasn't real?
7?
I
7?
don't remember
7 or
anything
8?
about my life or my childhood or how I got here.
Pretty crazy. That means something really bad happened to you at some point. Anyway.
It didn't. I just have
Yeah,
a really
maybe you
bad
met Michael
memory.
Jackson.
Oh no.
Hey, beat it.
Beat kid.
Viewers at home, I do not have a traumatic childhood. I just have really bad memory, and if anything happens and it's not immediately relevant to me or the scenario going on, I forget it immediately.
I repressed a bunch of mine because I had a traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
When did you figure it out?
I was probably like 9, but I remember I was in 7th grade, and there was a kid in 6th grade who thought Santa was real still, and I saw him get told, I saw him find out that Santa wasn't real, and he started crying. And he was so fucking upset, and this kid was like making fun of him, and like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't believe you still thought Santa was real, you stupid, like, brat, ha ha ha, whatever. And the art teacher came up and like grabbed that kid as hard as he could, and like, don't you ever ruin the innocence of a child again.
Holy shit.
The way I found out was we were at like a friend's house, I think making like either Christmas cookies or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was the oldest kid there and just didn't want to hang out with a bunch of babies. Yeah, I mean,
No,
Can
I
you
get
blame
it,
me?
but I'm making up a version of the story in my head where you're just really fucking mean to a bunch of little kids.
fuck all of you. Yeah. I remember there was a Death Star toy in the basement that I could not play with, that I was forbidden from playing with.
Mm.
And I was like, well, if I can't do this, I'm just gonna go upstairs and be with adults. And like, I saw one of the like kids' gifts before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a few months later, we all went out to lunch. These were church friends that we had when we were still like in that cult. You guys keep looking behind me at.
I'm just making sure that your levels.
Yeah.
Are
No, I'm coming
consistent.
through. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, because a couple
It's-
episodes ago,
Yeah.
your mic was
Things
like cutting
did get
out a
fucked,
bunch.
but that was the cable. That wasn't the mic.
Okay.
The bars are just really colorful, and I like looking at them.
Yeah, I know. You love colors and buttons.
You love colors and buttons
Um,
and laying on the
colors and
floor
buttons.
and the number 4 and being in a big red car, and
That's fast. Yeah.
that's really fast.
We.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah, we went to lunch with like those same church friends, like a couple months after Christmas, and like the girl that whose gift I saw was like talking about her gift, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I saw that before you got it for Christmas, like your mom took it out of a closet or something, and she was like, oh, so Santa like shipped it to her before Christmas, and I was like. Oh. And like I didn't ruin the illusion for every other kid there, but I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess Santa's not real.
Yeah. Because when you're a kid, once someone plants the thought in your head,
Yeah.
it all comes together really quick.
We went on a fake like Polar Express attraction thing in like Tennessee or something like that.
Yeah.
And like they gave you the illusion that you were like going over clouds and stuff like that, and it was really like a interesting experience. Like they did hot chocolate and everything, but it was like very low stakes Polar Express. But I remember that train feeling like it took forever, and I was like, this is like a long fucking train ride.
Yeah.
To like get to like what was essentially a parking lot that was made up to look like a North Pole.
Well,
Yeah.
what can you do?
I'll tell you what you can do. You can beat it.
You can beat it. You can you can beat it. You can definitely beat it.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Why
today
the fuck do they do that?
Well, today the song we're talking about is Fall Out Boy's cover of Beat It, and here's a snippet of it. And it's over. Chat. Fall Out Boy did a cover
Of Beat It by
of
Michael
Beat It
Jackson.
by Michael Jackson.
Tom?
Carson? Dawson?
Tom?
Your name's rhyme.
That's true.
Tom Darcy.
Your name is Tom.
The other day, Grant told me that I have garble mouth.
Garble mouth.
I was like, that's great since I use a microphone so goddamn much.
You
That's
have
awesome.
garble mouth.
Grant was like, yeah, you kind of have garble mouth.
Yeah, whenever you speak to me, I can't fucking understand you or
I
anything
was
that
like,
you
I was
say.
like, I'm going to fucking murder you, dude.
What? What were we gonna ask?
What do you think of this cover of Beat It by Michael Jackson?
When you told me that this was the song for tonight, my first immediate thought was, why every time they played this would they cut it off right before the solo starts? Every time they played it live, they would play a 2.5-minute version, and they would do
Sure.
that. Gwan, gwan, ow, gwan, gwan, ow, and then they wouldn't play the actual solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are neither of them capable of playing at least something
Sure.
there? Considering I think they're both pretty accomplished
They're pretty good guitar players.
players. Maybe not as good as, definitely not as good as Van Halen, and definitely not as good as John Mayer, but not enough to be able to fucking shred around in fucking D minor or whatever.
Do
it is.
something,
I don't know. So that was my first thought. My second thought was, why the fuck did they, not even if saying the song's bad, because I don't think that, why the fuck did they do this? And why was it
I don't know.
why was it so big? I don't know the lore of when it was released and why. And then why it became this thing for them that they had to rep.
They were playing it on the tour for Infinity on High.
Mm-hmm.
And the wiki, which I found the Fall Out Boy wiki today. So I guess we'll be using that in future episodes, I suppose.
Love it.
Patrick like played the riff at soundcheck,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone started playing the song with him, and then it just like eventually became like, fuck it, let's cover this.
Mm-hmm.
We only have 3 albums to play.
We only have so much music.
We only have a ton of music and a new album coming out. But yeah, fuck it. Let's cover Beat It.
Yeah.
By Michael Jackson. When this came out, I kind of thought that this was like their kind of attempt at redoing a song. This kind of predates all of us, but like in the 80s, like 1 out of every 5 songs that was like topping the charts was a cover.
Yeah.
And it was just way more common than it is now. Like, of course you get like samples and interpolations getting popular. Like one of the biggest ones was that fucking BB Rexa, David Guetta doing the I'm good, yeah I'm feeling
fucking
alright. Yeah.
covering Blue Dabba Dee and making it
Oh, wow. I
worse
haven't heard this at
somehow.
all.
Dude, it's
Oh,
terrible.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, I cannot believe that actually.
It's like
Yo,
un-
I dodged so many musical bullets. I think it took me like when that Miley Cyrus song "Wrecking Ball" came out. It took me like 4 years to hear it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, Wrecking
Yeah.
Ball's a good song.
I don't
It's-
even think
it's
I
not
don't even think
amazing.
it's a bad song. I just somehow just never heard
You
it.
just missed it. Yeah. Well, what is the Bebe Rexha David Guetta song called?
it's just called I'm Good.
I'm Good.
Mm.
I'm Good came out in like 2018.
It came
something
out
like that?
a while ago.
Oh.
Well, no, it didn't come out. It was like played once at a David Guetta performance like fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And then it
long
like
time ago.
and I don't know if it came out at that point, but it only like reached prominence last year for some
Yeah.
fucking reason.
It's an older thing that they worked on.
Sure.
Mhm.
That like maybe they couldn't get the publishing or maybe they couldn't get the rights to the interpolation or something like that, but like
I wish they'd just given up.
yeah,
on
I
that.
wish they just not. But yeah, I mean, so when this came out, I kind of thought this was an attempt to like make a cover song become like a hit again, which like has not happened in a while. The last one was probably what is that Swedish band? That big Swedish band. Or Norwegian, maybe?
Meshuggah.
Which one? The like
Måneskin.
yeah,
this is not
Måneskin.
Yeah.
No, not.
Their like biggest song is a cover.
Really?
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We've said it on the show before, but if that ever happens to you and you're in a band,
Quit.
quit.
Chris Rowe. The Ataris don't need to keep touring.
Alien Ant Farm is not going to make it.
I listened to an Alien Ant Farm song yesterday that I thought was awesome.
Oh, they're not.
These days,
They're not
That song's
terrible. They
tight as
just
fuck. yeah,
had an unfortunate.
yeah,
hit.
also covering a Michael Jackson song.
Last
Mhm.
big cover? Disturbed, Sound of Silence.
Oh yeah,
Probably that
That,
one was
just,
pretty
that
big.
put them from drawing 8,000 people to 12,000 people. I
Yeah,
think.
that
They,
that was their,
actually
like-
did that. I
that was their. That's probably their biggest hit, isn't it?
think it is at this point.
And they did it for Gears of War, or did it come
I
out
don't know.
before Gears of War?
I think it can't. I have.
I'm
no
gonna
idea.
look this up because there's no fucking way that they did that for Gears of War.
Well, Mad World. The Mad World thing might be what you're thinking of. Here's someone did Mad World for the and
Word.
it's like a slow version of that. And then, dude, this is when that came out. Every fucking label was trying to get bands for that. I have the butt rock band I was in that was on Century had to do that. They were like, you got to do a slow.
You were in a butt rock band that was on Century.
Yeah, it was.
How do I not know about this?
I could have sworn I told you it was my second attempt at selling out.
You've
Neither
never
worked.
told
Neither
me-
attempt worked. It was with and so it's with some people that you would know that you would be aware of, and it was called American Prophet. I think they're still together in some form now, but there's a shelved Century record, and the only song that ever got released from it was Woody Guthrie song. I think Woody Guthrie wrote it. Eve of Destruction is the name of the song.
Really? That's crazy.
And they were like, you got to do this kind of cover. We really think you should do it. And I came over and I wrote it, like wrote the music in like an hour with a guy.
That's
and just
crazy.
Said, just put it in songs in C, put it in A minor, just the relative minor of it. Just do that. And then that's like the only thing that ever came out. And the label was like, nothing happened with this cover. And I was like, can't believe it. Couldn't fucking believe it.
Who
Record
could
got
have seen
sold.
that coming?
I moved on with my life.
Was that for Gears of War 4?
No.
It was just in the Gears of War 4 trailer?
I don't even think that happened. I think it just came out in 2015 for some reason. And then
So much shit happens for some reason.
yeah.
I'm positive it was in a Gears of War trailer.
I can check again. I mean, but like
Who was someone? What was like the recent thing? Because now people think of this as like movie trailer music. You
I know
Sure,
it was.
yeah.
slow it down.
It was.
Who did it with In the End?
I don't.
There's been I saw it recently and I was like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. I know my dad sent it to me though, like, listen to this cover. And I was like,
You know how they're saying Linkin Park's coming back with a female singer?
yeah,
You think it could be Britney Spears?
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. I know who it is though.
Who is it?
I'll talk to you about it later. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it on pod.
You're not going to be right anyway.
No, I think I know who it is. I'm like about 90% positive.
Cool. Well, if that's code for Billy Hanley, that's a joke that no one here will get besides me and Billy Hanley.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's gonna be the girl from Hey Monday.
Mm.
Do they have a girl singer?
Pretty sure Hey Monday. I don't know. I have no idea.
Gonna be the girl from Echo Smith. There you go. There's a industry plan name.
I have lots of
She
jokes,
Echo
but I
my
won't tell
Smith.
any of them.
Okay.
Beat it.
Beat it.
Me when I beat my meat.
I think this cover is kind of awesome.
I think it's pretty good.
It was
but-
fun. It was better than when we listened to it a minute ago. It was better than I remembered it being. Straight up.
Yeah, I kind of expected disaster. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was a hit. I'm not really shocked that it was because like
People really, really enjoyed this. This
Oh,
got
yeah, it smashed, dude.
this got legitimate
Everywhere.
radio
It
play
was-
for a
yeah.
little bit too.
from looking it up briefly, it like was just immediately in the iTunes top 10 for a
Yeah.
while.
For a long time.
And I'm not shocked because it just like Fall Out Boy at this point is fucking 2008. They're hot as shit. They put out a song with John Mayer, who was also hot as shit at this time. And it's a Michael Jackson cover that doesn't completely suck ass.
Yeah.
So like, of
With a
course
guy
it was
singing
going
who
to,
can actually do it.
Who
yeah, who
actually
can
do
hit
it.
those
Yeah.
notes.
Who literally does it.
Very important distinction to make here.
Yeah.
The guy can hit the notes.
Yeah.
That is like, I'm sure people heard that and they were like, it's just like if Michael Jackson did a rock version of this song.
It is kind of like and like I just said a minute ago, there was a different podcast talking about like how in the 80s every like fifth song would be a cover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that YouTube has just replaced all of these, like YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
And like this is quite literally like, what if Beat It was pop punk?
Yeah.
It is just that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's some dude. He's standing there in front of an SM7B. He's got headphones on. And
He looks
goes,
a lot like I do right now.
He looks like you. So it's Carson standing in front of an SMB and he's going, it's playing, just the dun 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 is playing. And you stare at the screen at the little phone in your ring light in your room and you go, I got an idea, guys. What if Beat It was. And then that's right when you get swatted by me.
Just you.
I wrote a song from the perspective of anxiety. Check it out. And I think I want to shoot that guy in the head.
That guy.
Did
might
I
be
just
dead
write
by
the
now.
swatting hit of the summer?
Just
Did I
for,
just get swatted?
just for clarification, I don't actually want to shoot that guy in the head.
I do.
It's-
Just for clarification, I do.
Just
Just
for
a funny little
clarification.
Don't care
hyperbole.
if this gets demonetized or whatever. Don't give a shit if you unsubscribe to the Patreon. I want to kill that guy.
Listen, Jack was so resistant to Bummer Hill starting a TikTok because he was afraid he would have to do that. And I was like, Jack, I'm not going to make you do that.
No one. That's the thing is like.
Be funny if you did though.
That would be really funny if I made him do that.
I'd love to see a video of Jack.
I think genuinely, he would probably be the saddest I've ever seen him if I made him do that.
I would just love to be there seeing him try to shoot that video and just going, "Hey guys, oh man, hey guys, oh my god, what if Inner Sandman was emo? I can't do this.
I can't fucking do this.
What if For Whom the Bell Tolls was like, God, why is it For Whom the Bell Tolls?"
You were asking that last night.
Redacted.
Yeah, fucking. I'm not gonna say who. I'll tell you guys after, but I feel like I do that every episode where I'm like, I'll tell you after. There was a band we were hanging out with that was like telling us about how they visited their label headquarters for the first time, and they their label had a room with a ring light, like ready to go, and like they like asked the singer of the band, they were like, "Hey, come do TikToks in here."
Oh my god!
Like baiting a caged animal, like come here, come here,
come here, come on, do some TikToks, come on.
And like at one point, our label was trying to get me to post TikToks, and I was like, "No, just not gonna do that."
I don't think mathcore and TikTok really go well together.
Dude, I just had a whole like hour-long meeting the other day with some people trying to explain why, but they're like, we gotta like press TikTok and do this, and trying to be like, here's all the reasons that won't work and why the people that you want to do it, like the particular bands that you're asking, would literally choke on their own cock than like listen to you say it.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me. So,
Anyway,
beat it.
So that's part of why this kind of thing doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
That's definitely why this kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. And also, I think that this was probably the last year this could have been a hit from a rock band.
Yeah.
Disturbed Sound of Silence was like conservative popular for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandfather showed me a war slideshow
Yeah,
with
that's
that
what
song
stuff
under.
is,
Yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, like it's probably the biggest cover of the last 10, 15-ish years.
I feel like we're forgetting something like really obvious.
Oh yeah, there's someone out there listening to this.
So
right now
I'm
that's
gonna
fucking
screaming at their car
punching
radio.
their car and maybe driving the car off a cliff. And
The only one I can really
Dinos
think
in
of
the
is that
back.
Monoskin.
Fast Car.
Fuck.
I don't know what that is, but I like fast cars.
Fucking
I
Luke
forgot about Fast Car, dude. I forgot that was like
Combs.
last year
yeah,
too.
that's the biggest one.
What the fuck is fast car?
So Luke Combs covered the Tracy Chapman song "Fast Car."
You've got a fast.
It's
car.
basically a one-to-one version of the song. I think it's just like a step or two down.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, there's something from like country or maybe even EDM that we are not getting.
right.
It's
yeah.
Fast Car. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because that song was gigantic.
Yeah. That
Like it was so big.
It was bigger than the original. Like
Yeah.
it eclipsed the original eventually, right?
It did. And it was so
Tom,
big.
you've heard this song before.
It got
There's
Tracy
a good chance
Chapman.
I've heard it, and I just don't know.
It's
Like-
1,000 years old. You've heard this song.
It is it is one of those songs that like you're like, oh, I haven't heard that, and then you put it on and you've heard it. But it was so big it got Tracy Chapman to perform it on stage with Luke Combs, who had not performed live at all in like 25 years.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So as far as I'm
I haven't
concerned,
heard it.
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, Luke Combs, Fast Car, A-okay in my book.
Positive, and he just kind of did it for fun. He was not trying to make it a hit or anything. And
That's what's scary
Someone
about
else
most of
had to
these
tell him
covers
to
that
put it
end up
out.
getting really big.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It tends to be someone was just having fun.
Do
And
you-
It's released by the label. Sometimes goes really well. Other times destroys the band.
Do you have any where you're like you didn't know something was a cover until later in life?
I think the obvious one is Tainted Love.
I was actually just looking at a list of famous covers, and that was one of the first ones. that
The
came
soft
up.
cell one or the Marilyn Manson one?
The Soft Cell
Oh,
one.
okay, word.
I don't give a shit about Marilyn Manson.
I mean, no one does, but
but like especially not back then when because I was listening to that song when I was like fucking 11 or something. I heard it and I was like, that's cool.
I have a pretty funny one.
hear
What?
it.
Do you know the band Keen?
No. Oh, somewhere only we know.
Yeah. So my dad is like enormous Keen fan, like die-hard Keen fan, nearly, and had like the like deluxe edition of all their records. So it got ported over to my iTunes library.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, not a big Bowie or Queen fan, and Keen covered Under Pressure as like a bonus track B-side on something, and I was like, I had it on my iPod, and I was listening to it, and I was like, this is a fucking hit. Like, this song's amazing. And I was like, and it interpolates Ice Ice Baby. That's hilarious. Like, I was like, they made a song out of Ice Ice Baby. I was like, that's unbelievable. And then when I was like an embarrassing age, like 15 or 16.
Ooh.
Yeah. I heard the Queen Bowie Under Pressure for the first time, and I was like, oh shit, that's not a Keen song.
Oh my
I
god.
don't think if I have any like that.
You really got me by Van Halen. I also didn't know it was not by Van Halen for 1,000 years.
I forget that it is not by Van Halen all the time.
I mean, the Van Halen version is way better.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy how good Van Halen was at that point.
Yeah.
crazy Van Halen, how good Van Halen was for every record except Van Halen 3.
Yeah.
I like the Sammy Hagar stuff.
I think the Sammy Hagar stuff is good in the like kind of against all odds, it's good kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like fucking
He was in the shittiest band in the world before being in Van Halen 2.
Yeah.
He was in fucking Montrose.
And then fucking God, how am I forgetting the first frontman's name?
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth. Yeah. That guy leaves.
Spells it all one word.
David Lee Roth.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm lying.
That'd be awesome.
David
Like
Roth.
Rihanna.
They call him Tom Liar Lovejoy. That's what they call him.
All one word.
Tom
all one
Fast
word.
Car, also a liar Lovejoy.
Yeah. But like most bands would not survive a front man of that caliber leaving their band.
Mm-hmm.
And even less bands would survive replacing him with Sammy Hagar. But somehow,
Yeah, for sure.
somehow Van Halen did it.
Well, and it sucks that Hagar left and they couldn't get David Lee Roth back immediately.
I'll say, who's
Yeah.
the next guy?
Gary Sharon
Mhm.
from Extreme.
Yeah. He did not do a good job, and I don't think it was his fault.
Some would say he did an extremely bad job.
Yeah.
Some would say, yeah.
Well, it tanked both bands for a little while, and like a lot of people credit Guns N' Roses like getting like really, really big because Guns N' Roses came later than Van Halen, and like Extreme and Van Halen were like kind of two sides of the same coin. Like Extreme only really had one hit at the time, but Nuno Bettencourt was like
Amazing.
shredder.
Still is.
Amazing fucking guitar player. Just absolute shred guy. And like there were debates that people would have over like, do you like Nuno or do you like Eddie better? Like that was a legitimate conversation that was happening. And then Gary Sharon leaves Extreme for Van Halen. Extreme stops playing. Van Halen stops playing at like the same time because no one liked the Gary Sharon stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
Justifiably so. It's really bad.
But Guns N' Roses, I think, released Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 during that time period. And they just got so enormous because they had no competition, which is crazy.
The people wanted a new Van Halen, and it was Guns N' Roses.
Well, Slash is nowhere near the guitar player that either of those two people are, but Guns N' Roses does rock.
He has an iconic look.
Hat.
He does. Hat. He's got the hat.
Big hat. Sunglasses.
What are we fucking talking about?
Oh,
Probably beat it.
probably beat it.
probably
by Fall Out
beating
Boy.
our meat.
What is the John Mayer opinion amongst the three of us?
I like
He's an
him.
amazing musician.
I think he's an incredible
He has a
musician.
few songs that annoy the shit out of me, but he's an amazing.
Which
musician.
ones? Bodies of Wonderland?
Yeah.
You ever had sex to that song?
No.
No, I had sex to Futurama a bunch of times though. I think about that every once in a while. Oh.
Which is
bunch of
basically the
times.
John Mayer of television.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had the words "do a flip" make me laugh as hard as Futurama did.
True.
Fucking talk.
No, I haven't seen a lot of Future. No.
I haven't either, so I don't know.
I think John Mayer's like first three records goated.
Continuum.
Continuum, Room
Nuts.
for Squares, and the other one. There's a third one I really like.
I haven't listened to a lot of John Mayer. I have Continuum on vinyl because Vinyl Me Please they reissued Ladies and Gentlemen, We Are Floating in Space by Spiritualized, which is one of my favorite records. And
I thought maybe you were referring to Ladies and Gentlemen, We Are Floating in Space by Peter Gabriel.
no. I don't know if that's real.
It's not.
Okay. But every single pressing of that record, the Spiritualized one, sucked ass before Vinyl Me Please did it.
Really?
Because they all went through fucking Plain Recordings, and Plain Recordings is one of the most dog shit vinyl pressing companies out there because all of their pressings sound like garbage.
They sound like Garble Mouth.
They sound like Garble Mouth and garbage and like just really low fidelity for some fucking reason. And then Vinyl Me Please came back and was like, hey, you can get this record if you subscribe to our 3-month thing. So I did, and Continuum was the first one.
Nice.
And that's how I heard that record. And I was like, this John Mayer guy is pretty good.
Belief is an incredible song. That song is awesome. And the riff is dope. The neon riff is crazy.
The neon riff is the weird one with the low.
Yes. Yeah.
He is a weird little guy.
Pretty great video of him trying one of Tosin Abasi's A strings.
Yeah, I've seen that
and
one.
he just kind of plays a pretty amazing goated jazz section on. You're like, cool. That's awesome.
I do think it's awesome that like Tosin Abasi, like essentially the modern Steve Vai, or Satriani, fucking pick one. And like I do think it's very funny for him to like hand John Mayer, this stupid asshole, one of his nice guitars, and John Mayer's just like, yeah, what? Oh, this is the best I've ever made this instrument in my hand sound. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So dope. Yeah, I think the solo he plays on this is maybe a little more tasteful than Eddie Van Halen's on the original. Because it sounds like they asked Eddie Van Halen to come in the studio and he was like doing something melodic that fit the song, and they're like, no. You got to do the Van Halen thing.
You're Eddie Van
Say,
Halen.
well, why would
You
you
have
ever
to play
ask?
Eruption.
Why would you ever ask Eddie Van Halen to be tasteful, though?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
That's the
I
point of
guess.
getting
Have you
him in
seen
there.
the guitars he plays?
I think you are right that the John Mayer solo is more tasteful than Eddie's. However, I think the fact that Eddie's is so wild and over the top is why that solo works so well.
Sure.
Because like the original Beat It, I'm just gonna it's not a controversial opinion. I think the original Beat It is way better than the Fall Out Boy one. And it's like it's kind of hard to really quantify why, because like on paper, Fall Out Boy's version, like in quotes, goes harder.
Sure.
Like it's like 10 BPM faster. There's a lot more distortion on there. John Mayer
has a breakdown, which is crazy.
But
has a
like,
double kick breakdown.
But for some fucking reason, you put on, like, because we listened to both before recording, you put on the Michael Jackson one, and brother, something about it. It's just
it gets me.
It is just one of the best songs ever made.
Yeah,
and like the BPM being what it is works perfectly for that riff.
Yep.
The riff goes harder in the Michael Jackson version. And
There's a reason sometimes when bands want to sound heavier, they just take a riff they were playing and slow it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and
I mean,
like there's just so, and I mean, Michael Jackson at that point was like fucking untouchable vocally as well. So like he kills it on his performance, and fucking it's not like Patrick does bad. He does really well, but
he rocks.
It's not Michael. Like Beat It is one of those songs where you listen to it and you like you remember why people went so fucking wild for Michael Jackson. Like because that song starts and it's like this fucking bombastic barrel-y synth, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no. It's like the real shit has started.
Yeah.
I do kind of like I don't know if you remember, but in the first Deadpool movie, they used the beginning of Beat It like a lot. Just like
Really?
before fight scenes start and shit. Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
It's dope.
I don't remember.
If you
it,
feel
but
compelled to rewatch Deadpool,
I will rewatch both of them soon.
Yeah, because the third one's
I do
coming
really
out.
want to see the third one. I hate to say it, like
Movies are funny.
I think I've expressed this to you before. Like, I feel an obligation to watch all the superhero shit because I feel like I manifested all of it. Like, I wanted it so bad when I was a kid. Like, I
Mhm.
wanted those movies to be real so bad when I was a kid that, like, I picked up every comic that my parents would, like, allow me to get.
Yeah.
And, like, when the book fair was in town, like, I'd buy, like, the guidebooks and everything, all that shit.
Yeah.
And, like, I just wanted them to be movies that I could see so bad
Mm-hmm.
that, like, I feel like I willed them into existence. And, like, I am a little embarrassed that I see all of them, like, even when they're bad.
I mean, I feel that.
I used
But-
to see all of them regardless, because just like I've been a big superhero fan all my life.
Yeah.
So it's just like, might as well.
Dude, there was a couple of those movies that I've seen where I was just like, man, I'm on some bad shit being here.
What do you mean?
Vin Diesel's Bloodshot,
What is...
right? See, no one else there knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
I do not.
The Snake Eyes movie.
Oh, I saw the Snake Eyes movie.
Bloodshot was the real one where I was just like, I know not only will I be the only
I do
person
know
who-
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I love the
Holy
Bloodshot
shit.
comic. I love Valiant stuff. It's cool, fun. That movie is total balls, total sack of nuts, super low
Yeah.
budget shit. But I was like, I'll go see anything. I'll go see any fucking movie, any fucking crazy action movie. But that was also the time where sometimes I would always make sure I was going to be the only person in the theater, and I would bring my backpack with my laptop and my Switch in it.
Yeah,
case the
you
movie
told me
started to
this
bore me.
before.
And I would either work or I would play video games if the movie started to suck. That's
That-
how I didn't. I was in Pacific Rim 2 in the theater. I didn't watch any of it. I
That
was
movie
playing
is-
Kirby.
That movie is dog shit.
That movie
That
is
movie's
like
garbo.
unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
My brother and I saw that, and like, because we love the first Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Like, because we saw that in theaters when it
Most
came
tall
out.
people do.
Yeah.
You really saw yourself in those robots.
My brother is also tall. My brother's like maybe an inch shorter than me.
You've told me this.
Yeah. But we loved the first one, and then we saw the second one. And we've talked about this moment on the show before, I think. But the moment where the fucking Trollolol song plays in that movie, I think that is the closest my brother and I have ever come to killing ourselves.
I thought you were going to say to kissing.
No.
This sucks. Let's kiss.
This is the worst you've ever seen. I'm going to fucking tongue my brother's tongue.
Oh,
Why don't we
no.
kiss? Yeah, I think that you showed me that clip on the show, and I was just so angry.
Yeah.
So
It was it's fucked up. You know what's not fucked up? This Fall Out Boy cover of "Beat It" by Michael Jackson. Somehow it's not fucked up, but it ain't the original.
yeah, I quite like it. I will say back to back with the original. I'm not.
It's kind of hydrogen bomb coughing baby situation.
Yeah, no, it really
Dude, that's
is.
crazy.
I'm gonna stand by the John Mayer solo not being better,
Mm-hmm.
but more tasteful.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
fitting the song better.
It's still a good crazy solo. He's got
Yeah.
some pretty big slides up and down the neck that are
Yeah,
super
It all-
we watched a video of a guy trying to play John Mayer's
Oh,
solo,
yeah.
and it was just so swagless. And
That's
I
the
was
thing is
like,
he
funny.
played he played the solo good, but he just looked like a fucking idiot.
yeah.
Just look like the guy just looked like an asshole.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like he played it with technical proficiency, but no swag at
I
all.
played like a virgin.
Yeah, for sure.
John
Playing
Mayer
like a
plays
virgin.
guitar like a guy who has sex,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
he verifiably has sex.
I've been asking. I've been doing this.
Well, now you know.
Now I
John
know.
Mayer has sex.
John Mayer's a fucker.
I have a John Mayer story off pod.
Okay.
That will mark 3 things I will tell you off pod.
This is a footrest now. Oh, there
Bless
we go.
you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
There we go.
What's up,
Probably
man?
some- Probably some
That's
dirt on my
awesome.
shoe.
You want to rank this thing?
I want to. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Oh wait, what were you about to say?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, this is like one of the only times all the live like vocal inflections that Pat Stump likes to do.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
never in the songs. In the second verse of this song, he does one, and I'm like, that's something that he would normally only do live.
Yeah.
It's cool to hear that
Are
he
you talking
actually
about
did that.
They're playing with your love, this ain't no truth or dare. They'll kick you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The little
Yeah,
change
he
in
actually
melody.
does it.
That
Well,
was dope.
It has to be because they started doing this live.
Oh yeah.
And then he was
Yeah.
like, well, I'll just do what I do live.
Yeah.
I
There's a
think
bunch of- Go ahead.
that's fine. I think the
I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay.
That was
Okay.
crazy.
I did actually mean it was fine. But I think so. I've been consuming a lot of like writing about Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road, and this is related, I promise. One of the best albums ever made. I will stand by that. It's in my top 10 of all time. Instant classic. If you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it. It's the kind of album you listen to and it reminds you why music is so good. But that album is all of the recordings you're hearing on there are all played completely live, except for some vocals and backing vocals. Like all the
Yeah.
instrumentation and everything is all live.
Yeah.
And like you listen to that record and how locked in everyone is with each other, and you're like, holy fuck. But part of the process of getting to the point where those songs are where they're at is like, I've been getting into Professor Sky's record review lately. It was a great,
Same. I
yeah,
subscribed to him yesterday.
a fantastic YouTube channel. Guy is really smart, and he actually got an interview with Black Country New Road, like a week or so after the album came out, and they talked about how because that band writes all of their songs live, basically.
Yeah.
Like not playing at shows live, but like they
That would be great.
That would be awesome.
one of the songs on Ants from Up There is like that though.
That's awesome.
They played it for the first time at a festival, improvising it, which is insane. But they sent Professor Sky a bunch of like old demo versions of these tracks, and there's so much, like so many little things that just change here and there.
Yeah,
and, like
sure.
you see how they get from point A to point B, and it's so like it's super cool. And this Fall Out Boy cover, it really does feel like they did it live one time, and they did it live a bunch of times, I know that, but like they did it live one time, kept it that way, and then recorded it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's not really a lot of I don't want to say like innovation or more like it's just kind of
It's not an off the wall cover. It's
very straightforward.
No, the only stuff they really changed is they had like all the octaves to do harmonies and a couple of leads and things like that. But there's not all like the production things you do. Is like, let's put a pause here and let's extend this and let's fucking do all that.
It's very straightforward, and it's not really the kind of cover that kind of warrants listening to it instead of the original. Like if you're if Fall Out Boy is your life and your love and your liberty and everything, then like, and you don't give a shit about any other musician, then, and this is the only way you can listen to Beat It, go for it, I guess. If you are actively picking this version over the Michael Jackson version, grow up. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think I've jokingly said that it's better than the original on this show before.
You have said that, and I challenged you in the moment.
I don't actually think that.
It's definitely not bad, but I don't think I would ever go out of my way to listen to it again just because it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in the face of Thriller era Michael Jackson? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna write a better song than him.
Absolutely not. Do you before we rank this thing, do either of you have a cover that's better than the original for you?
Tainted Love, first of all. I know is my answer for the last one, but
I used to think Jeff Buckley's version of Hallelujah was better, but now I don't think that.
I think there is one. I think that
Mushroomhead's version of Crazy by Seal.
Yo, that's nuts.
Yeah.
trying
To think. The Killswitch version of Holy Diver.
Killswitch version of Holy Diver is awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Because there's not a lot of. I don't listen to a lot of of covers, really.
Yeah, I about to say I feel like if I was gonna find something like that, it would be. I don't know. I don't think I really have anything off the dome. I'd rather listen to the Atari's version of Boys of Summer than the original.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better, but I do think that I would
No idea
rather
if it's
listen
better.
to
It's just
that.
the one I'd rather listen to, which maybe is blasphemy in the same way that.
I have
we're talking about
I have
here.
a pretty bad one that's like I know is a bad opinion.
Oh, hit me with it.
Newfound Glory's version of King of Wishful Thinking.
Oh, I actually think most of that record is pretty rad.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Their version of Iris is great.
Their version of Iris
The
is
version
awesome.
of The Promise is awesome. Almost that whole record rocks.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier. How much I like that.
Well, Patrick Stump is on King of Wishful
He
Thinking.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on that. Who's on Iris? Will from Cartel. Greg.
Greg.
Shout out Greg. Yeah, I think most of that one's pretty good. But
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah.
I know Creedence Clearwater Revival is really good at doing covers, or at least they were really good at
What,
recording.
songs from the 30s?
Jesus.
Just saying, they were a fucking band in the 60s.
I know. That's just...
What's there to cover?
They are cracked though. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
Susie Q, that's a cover by
really?
CCR. That is a cover.
Originally by Jesus when he was on the cross.
Originally by Grug from the Stone Age.
That's awesome.
This is a like normie ass answer, but like I would put Johnny Cash Hurt probably higher than Nine Inch Nails Hurt.
That's fine.
I feel like that's
both are good.
Yeah, that's a completely understandable opinion to have.
I do love Hurt, original Hurt though, and the last time I saw Nine Inch Nails, they played the Johnny Cash music video while they played Hurt
That's awesome.
behind them, which was certainly a choice, but it did move me in the moment.
That's pretty crazy. Oh, I just remembered one.
What?
What you got?
I won't even say this is. It's not better. It was just something insane.
What you got?
It when I saw Saves the Day, and they play. There's the 2-minute song "Get Fucked Up," 2.5 minutes, but they played it for 8 minutes. They played the bridge for 6 minutes, and over the course of them playing the bridge for 6 minutes, he sang the entirety of Hotel California twice. That's my answer.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking
Dawson, mute
Classic.
this band name. I saw Brand New cover "Your Love" by The Outfield one time.
I don't think we have to mute that.
Oh, well,
It
was
I think
fucking awesome.
I mean, it wasn't your dick.
Oh.
All right, let's rank and spin,
Yeah.
and then everyone, we're doing the Patreon a little different now. We now have a wheel with terrible or good songs,
Mostly terrible.
mostly terrible on it.
So if you like hearing us talk about dog shit songs, then go subscribe to the Patreon because we're doing that more.
Yes, and if you become a patron this month, you get to add one song to the wheel.
One.
Fuck, I gotta subscribe right now.
One song.
You being a guest on this next one, since it's late, we are. I'll say you can add a song to the wheel.
Oh.
Think about it.
Fuck
Think about
both of
it.
It
real
can
hard.
be any song that you want.
I'm gonna
and
give.
we will talk about it.
I'm gonna give "Beat It" featuring John Mayer a 7.
I'm gonna give "Beat It" featuring John Mayer a 6.
6.5. It was way better than I thought it was, but I'm not gonna go with it.
Okay.
6.5.
As we've gone over before, half ratings are for pussies.
That is
so
true.
Dawson,
Okay.
roll out the red carpet.
You are a pussy, Tom. So kill yourself, and thank
Your name
you
is
for
Tom.
listening.
I'm lucky I get to talk to my therapist tomorrow, so now I don't have to kill myself.
Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, if you're not listening, you are the John Mayer Fall Out Boy version of "Beat It" to my Michael Jackson "Beat It." Follow Carson and I's bands at the Callistyle Boys on Instagram, at Callistyle Boys on Twitter. Follow my band at Bummerhill on Instagram, at BummerhillATL on Twitter. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/The Dreaded Wheel. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com, at The Dreaded Wheel. This episode drops the same day that my band's album Far Removed comes out, so go listen to that. It actually drops in
17
17 minutes as of recording this. So
And I'm about to make you watch We Are the World 25.
What a way to celebrate.
what a way to celebrate. But yeah, I think that's everything. Let's spin this damn ass wheel. Tom.
Please just hit the spin button because my phone is all fucked up.
I did it.
All right.
It's going.
Wheel is going. Wrong Side of Paradise.
What is this?
that?
I forgot. Hang on. Let me look.
I am comforted by the fact that neither of you knew what it was either.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a fucking horrible country song.
Me when I'm on the wrong side of paradise.
Fall Out Boy, Wrong Side of Paradise.
He's looking it up on Siri.
Well, my phone's fucked up as we want.
La la la.
Oh. This is...
What?
Oh, this is one of the demos for Mania.
Oh my god. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, join us next time to hear us
Let me
talk
give you guys a
about
preview of that one. Shit sucks.
that. Shit from a butt.
This one might actually be one of the good ones. I remember listening to this and being like, this isn't bad.
Let me give you a preview of that one. Shit might suck.
Shit might suck.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.